name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you were able to get out in nature somewhere, and in my area, it has been like 30s, and I really can't really complain because in the New York State area that, with winter on its way, and tomorrow we're going to have like maybe 10 inches of snow. So it is funny in my area, when you go out in public, you hear everybody talking about, oh, I heard we're going to get a foot of snow. And then another person, and then you get, people saying how they're dreading to hear about the snow coming. And other people, are saying, well, I can't wait for the snow. So there's a mixture of that in my community right now. So every year I always laugh out loud moment, is really, what are we going to do anyway? Whatever's going to come is going to come. I had to learn that a long time ago, about complaining about the weather. But, I just wanted to bring that up because, I don't know where you live. Maybe you're like in the New York State area somewhere, at least in the areas like I am where you get snow, and there's other people I know, they get a lot more snow than Starlight does. So that is one of the things that we cannot control is the weather, So like I said, I learned a long time ago, like not to really complain about it, and that is one of the reasons why I want to move is because I'm like, I've lived in the New York State my whole life practically, and I really just want to change. I want a new scenery. So Starlight does plan on moving away where I won't be getting any snow. And, so I don't complain about the snow here. Maybe I do when I get cold, when it gets like below 40 is when Starlight's like, brr, but I really don't, go around and saying a whole lot, like in my area. I might make videos and say, ooh, it's a cold one out there today, So anyway, besides the weather, you might, your weather might be, what is it, like 60 maybe or 70s. I know my son moved away, so his temperature is a lot different than what he's normally used to. So if you do have that beautiful weather, where it's 70s or 80s or whatever, bring me along with you. I would love to go hiking in your area. And anyway, I really want to reach out to all of you beautiful souls out there, and I want to say a big, huge thank you to all of you out there that recently watched a video, and that was, the topic was the do's and don'ts of being homeless if you find yourself in that situation. So I'm amazed. I mean, like, I've never gotten so many views through this whole time having a YouTube channel. So I did make another one today, and I will have more because I got so much information on what it is like living in your car, what it's like being homeless, the things that you really should have as far as being, like if you're living in your vehicle, things that you really need, to be able to make it through, or things that you can possibly do if you are not in an area with the snow, or if you're in an area where it's gonna be snowing and you're not quite there yet, maybe it's in a warmer area or something like that. There's other things that Starlight would love to share with you. So for those of you that did watch those videos, and I got so many messages from all of you, and it just made my day today, and I just really want to say thank you to all of you beautiful souls out there. And anyway, I hope you're taking really good care of yourself and loving yourself the way God really intends for us to love each other. And not only to love ourselves, is to really send love out to other people out in your community. There are some people out there, they really do. They need some love. And the ones that you see worst off, the ones that are angry and upset and having issues and problems and sad and depressed, and they lost some loved ones, they really need some extra love. So if you know somebody that is struggling, somebody that has lost somebody, somebody that has maybe had a hard life, somebody that's, like has health issues, please, like really, really be grateful for the health and the way your life is now. And remember, like I did talk to a guy recently about the New Year's, and he was complaining about how bad his life is because, like he did get in an accident a long time ago. But, on that note, is there's still hope for that man. Just because that happened to him, there's a lot that people can, you still can find love in that situation. Find somebody that could love you even if you don't have both of your legs or different health issues, because Starlight fell in love with a man long time ago, and he was a young guy. Well, actually, he wasn't young at the time. Well, I say he's young because he's younger than, well, he's older than I am, but he was crippled, paralyzed from his, like his neck down, and he could only really move his arms. He could kind of understand people, but I fell in love with him, and I really did. I have a huge heart for everyone, and I wanted to take care of them, and but I didn't marry the guy, like I didn't really, that, I really thought hard about that. I'm like, well, I really wouldn't be able to go out and do all the other things, but I loved this man so much. And so there is hope for anyone out there that, as long as you're working on yourself and being that change that you want to see in the world, anything can happen. So anyway, I'm sorry for the big introduction. And anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome. And you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight. And that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you can also give this video a thumbs up, and you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget, you can leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. Plus, you can follow me on Instagram, and that is at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. And don't forget, check out my playlist, because I have a lot of different funky titles, different videos. I got some weird stories that I put out there. Truths, everything I tell you is true. I don't make up shit. So I don't make up stories. I mean, I probably could be a good, make up stories, but Starlight prefers the real shit. So anyway, there, I said it again. Anyway, I do love you, and I have been hearing something recently, and I said, hey, there, I was going to really do another video on about homeless, being homeless and stuff like that, but I already made one earlier. That is, you're going to really enjoy that one, because that one actually shows you how to be organized in a vehicle. This is only for people that are homeless and have a vehicle. How to make more space in your vehicle for sleeping wise, and really what Starlight came up with, a few different special surprises in that video, so you're going to have to check that out. That will be coming up soon. But anyway, is tonight, tonight, yeah, is I really want to talk about the thing that I've dealt with when I was younger, and you guys and girls might have gone through this too. Especially those of you that have worked really hard, and and there's different situations that could happen. There's, I got to figure out what title I want to put for this, but I just want to start off by you're so lucky, so why am I so lucky? Well, you're lucky because you have a car. I don't have a car, but you have a car. Or, sorry, Starlight has a little itch. Or there might be people that you are so lucky because you have a house. I don't have a house, but you have a house. Have you ever heard that? Or you're so lucky that you have a job, or you're so lucky that you have a wife, or you have a husband. So, or you're so lucky you got a family, or you're so lucky you got good health. So have you heard of any of those? Or you're so lucky that it's beautiful weather where you live right now. So it is interesting how this "you're so lucky" can go on and on and on, um, of people, guys or girls, it doesn't matter their age, it could be family member, stranger, or whatever, that they might be, telling you that you're so lucky. And I'm so sorry for pointing at you so much, is because you are. You're so lucky to be here. Just kidding. So I do love all of you. And have you ever heard anybody, say that statement to you? And you might be a quick responder, which Starlight really wasn't. I actually did have a comeback at this, but this happened to me a long time ago. When I had a different car a long time ago, and I had two kids, and I had relatives that says, "Ah, you're so lucky you have a car," or "You're so lucky you have a license to drive a car." But the little do they understand, if you've ever had anybody say this to you, is guess what? I have worked hard to have that car. I had to work for that. Just like having a driver's license, is that a lot of people, when they get their driver's license, when they're learning how to drive, wasn't it scary? Depending on who is trying to teach you how to drive, you could have a person that's not such a great teacher for driving, to teach you how to drive, and they might scare you, they might make you nervous, because they're scared. And by them being scared, it really makes it complicated to learn how to drive. And those of you that know what I'm talking about, oh yeah, you guys are out there, girls are out there. Yeah, they yelled at me, and they were freaking out, because I did something, and Starlight actually has done some boo-boos trying to learn how to drive a car in the past, which I never got a permit. So and I wasn't really, it's kind of funny what happened is it was getting dark and I didn't know my way around. So the man that was teaching me, just a friend, a neighbor that I had, so he had a car and he was going to try to help me out and help me get my license, or get my, to be able to learn how to drive so I can get my license, because I did everything on foot with two kids for years, carrying them everywhere, going miles and miles to get somewhere, like shopping, and dragging two kids around in the winter and in the rain and all that. So I really needed to get my license and to make my life easier. But in the beginning, driving a car and learning how to drive can be scary, just like learning how to ride a bicycle. First you got the trainer wheels and, a little wobbly around the corners and stuff like that. And going over sidewalks, where the bike goes like that way or like this way. And then they adjust the training wheels, so then it's a little wobbier and you're learning how to balance, So it is really, I had fun with my daughter. My daughter was so funny when it came to learning how to ride a bike. So she was hilarious to watch. She always called her bike stupid and used to kick at it, get so mad at it, and I always explained to her, I'm like, I can't say her name, but I'm like, honey, the bike does not have a brain. So she did have a good point that the bike, was stupid, because it didn't really have a brain to be smart in the first place. But she finally did learn to ride her bicycle, but it took a lot of patience and frustration, doesn't it? Like to learn how to ride a bike or even learn how to swim. There's people out there that they're adults and they still don't know how to swim. They have the fear of going in the water and learning how to swim, and they're missing out. Starlight's like a little fish, get me in that water. I love to swim. I went, I didn't really like going to school. I loved learning about sports and swimming and stuff like that. So the way my school was, it was awesome for when it for about learning how to swim. We had a big, huge pool, and they even put like a canoe in there to teach you, like how to do that, and snorkels and all that good stuff, which I was sick around that time. But that those years are a lot different than these days. If you didn't jump in the water, the swimming teacher was going to push you in. So that's how that went. So it really kind of got kids to jump in the water before the teacher came along. So anyway, how many of you have a car? Did your parents give you that car? What? Some of you, yeah, your parents. Well, I'm not talking about you, but I'm just kidding you. Is those of you that have a car, and did you have to work for that car, or did it get handed to you? What was that? Oh, you had to work. Was it fun working? How long did it take for you to save up money? When was your first time you got a job? I mean, well, yeah. What age when you first got a job? We'll start there first and build our way up. How old? Starlight was really young. I started babysitting at a young age, and that was my first honest job. So you don't want to know Starlight's naughty jobs, illegal jobs. But, so first you start making money, or maybe some of you got like money from your parents, like doing jobs around the house and got paid, which that is, really not a lot of money when you think about it, unless they really gave you a lot of work. And then, you get a job, maybe a part-time job like my son did when he was younger. I give him credit, he didn't get that car handed to him. He was so faithful. I didn't even have to worry about where he was. I knew where he was, I knew the people where he was working for. And he went back and forth every day. I never had to tell him like, hey, you got to wake up. It's time to go to work. No, he woke up on his own and got dressed and went to work, did his hours, came home, and he was such a good son, and he still is. He's an angel. He really is a great son. So because he did all of this all on his own, so I am so proud of him that and he got a vehicle on his own. It was all his hard worked money. He worked hard at a greenhouse, doing a lot of hefty work for only $5 an hour. They were ripping him off, and he's a hard worker. He's not no lazy kid, but they were ripping him off because he was so young. And they were doing the same thing with me. I was getting really paid a really low amount of money to work for that that greenhouse, So it takes time to save money, doesn't it? To get your first car, And then how is the payments? You got insurance. There's repairs. You might have to, you might have had to buy a used car like I did when I started out, and like my son did, and maybe you did. Other people out there, they, get like a lease car like I had. So are you lucky that you have a car? Unless you got one given to you, yeah, you might be lucky, but are you paying for the payments, and are you, like taking it to the shop and getting it fixed? No? No. But no, for those of you that work hard and save the money for maybe that car, or maybe that beautiful home you have, like my son, he's ready to, buy, he already, went and looked at another house. This will be a second house. He didn't get that from his mommy. He learned that on his own, and him and his wife, is they moved away, and they've been paying a lot of money for rent, and he wants to save money by getting another house. And so I'm amazed. I'm like, wow, there you go. Bam, he got the house. So, but guess what? It takes a lot of work. And it takes time to be able to do those things. And not that, he paid the whole house off. Of course, he's going to do payments and have to do that for who knows how long. Starlight does not know nothing about that kind of stuff. But isn't it a lot of work to be able to have the things that you have? So really, when people say, lucky you, how about that wife that you have? And she's a great wife. She's not one of those ones that you're complaining to your friends about and your family about. No, she's a great wife. Not only she's a great mom, a wife, she's a great mom. She's faithful, she's honest, she's a hard worker. She's really teaching her kids the right stuff. She's being a great example. How about that husband? How about the girls that have a husband, where he's faithful and he's a good guy. He's got friends and she could trust him. She could trust her husband with his guy friends. She doesn't have to wonder what he's doing right now. Wonder if he's being faithful. She's got a great husband where she doesn't have to, hang on. Oh, I can't do it. It's too out of the way. I was going to grab my phone, and so like if I have my phone in my hand here, I'm just going to use my brush here. So if I had, it's all creeps. So this is my cell phone, and be like, I got to spy on him. I know what app to find out what he is doing. That's not the kind of, like relationship I desire to have. I really desire that relationship where, you know what, I don't have to check up on him or her, as a husband or a wife. I don't have to be nosy, spying on her or him. It's because I already, before I got with him or her, of course me, I'm not going to go get with a girl, not this chick, is, before I get involved with that guy, I want to make sure I trust him, and I don't ever want to have to say, wonder if he's, flirting with some other chick, is he up to no good, or where I got to drive around and follow. I've had to do that when I was younger. Wow, the stories I could tell you. But, do you have that kind of guy or girl where, like you trust them? That's a very important thing, and they communicate with you. If there's something wrong, they actually will let you know in a good way, not to be a jerk or a bitch about it, or a nag, or where they rub it in your face kind of person, a husband or a wife. But, they have an issue, and they can't hold it inside, and they have to bring that topic up too. Starlight's that chick. Starlight's like, if I got a problem with you, you bet your ass I'm going to say, hey, this has been bothering me. It could be my imagination here, but, I just want to bring this at the table here and clear this mess up. It's really important to do that with relationships. Don't hold that stuff in, because then it's going to, I don't give it shit if you're a guy or a girl. It's going to start eating at your brain, and then you're going to imagine stuff, and you're going to just make this big mountain. Guys and girls are guilty. It's not just the women that can, get this imagination up here going, thinking, what is she up to? Because, there's times that when we interact with opposite sex, sometimes, people get really jealous, So is it wrong for a guy and a girl to get together and have dinner? If they're not boyfriend and girlfriend, and, like your husband has a lady friend and they go out to dinner, is it wrong? Would you be jealous of your husband if he went out to dinner with another chick? Now, I would be upset if he never told me about it, and then I found out, that he, then it would make me wonder, but if he has just a lady friend, like a lady friend, not an ex-girlfriend, and that means, I'm not saying like if you have an ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend that has kids, that's a different story, because you have to be in that, communication with those guys and girls out there if you have kids with those those people. But I'm talking about, could you trust your husband with another lady? If they said, hey, they're going to go hiking together, hopefully I am definitely that chick that says we could go together, where he doesn't have to go and find another chick to go hiking with. So, do you trust the guy or girl? And are you lucky? Are you happy in that relationship? So you got to really, are you working in that relationship? Or is your husband or wife really, not happy and they're complaining, is because there's people that get jealous because they like the girl or they like the guy that you're with, that you're married to, or boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, or wife, and they're like, huh, I wish I had that guy, because they see all these qualities, but they don't see what's going on behind the door, behind closed doors. So just because people make their relationships look good on the outside when they leave their house, or even when you go and visit at their homes, it doesn't mean that everything is all peaches and cream, when you leave. So we all get deceived on that, thinking, wow, they got such a great, I've known great fakers out there. They don't want you to think that they got problems, and they might be that type of a relationship where they don't complain to people about the guy or girl that they're with, whether they're husband, wife, or girlfriend, boyfriend, is that, it could be chaos, behind closed doors, where you don't see all of it. You just see what they show you. So really be careful of who you think is lucky to be with who, because they could just be really good at covering it up and making it look like they got the greatest relationship, because they don't really want anybody to know that I kind of made a boo-boo going with this guy, or, I kind of picked the wrong girl, because it is kind of embarrassing realizing, you know, what is my family going to think when they find out I was head over heels with this guy, where I was head over heels with this girl, and now I'm kind of embarrassed that it isn't really as peaches and cream as, I'm making it look like, so don't be deceived on how relationships are. It's really, the way I look at it is, in order to know someone, you've got to live with them, So that's when the real stuff starts popping out. You start finding out things about those people that you didn't know. So anyway, how about the house that you have? Are people saying, oh, lucky you, you got a place to live, and Starlight has, right now is living in her car. And I'm like, you know what? I am taking it day by day, and it is kind of strange that I say this, is really, I am not complaining about my situation, but do I want my own place? Absolutely, of course. It was cold last night, when it gets 20 out at night and you're in your car or you're sleeping outside, you bet your ass you would like to be on a nice warm bed right then, but so I am excited because I'm learning so much in my situation, where now I can give you videos of what to do and what not to do, being homeless, living in a car, or out on the streets. So really what it is to be grateful for what you have, and if the things that you desire, maybe you got to get, because when I had, like, in the last few weeks right now, I've had people that actually have somewhere that they're staying. They're actually at a missions, at a shelter somewhere. They might have their own room or their own, they're in a shelter somewhere in the city, and they met me, and they're like, wow, well, you have a car. And it's like, when I'm in my car, I don't say anything to them, and I don't say, well, you have a bed, like, they have dinners that are right there available. They got showers available where I got to drive around for a shower, so just because somebody has something, is, like with a car, is that you got to understand most people had to do a lot of hours, and like recently Starlight had, I owe money right now to fix my car, and you know, I am got an interview. Whoops, did Starlight say that? So yeah, Starlight has an interview tomorrow, for a job. So now I'm not going to tell you what the job is. That was supposed to have been a secret. So hopefully I get this job. I already said I already got it. Anyway, I already got the job. I already got hired. They love me. They're going to hire me for this job. So I already got the job. Ping, done. So yeah, so then I got to save up money, to, right now, I have to say, I got to fix my car before I pay that person money for the money that I borrowed. Because the things that are going on with my car now, if I don't get that fixed and it ends up being worse, it's going to cost me a lot more money. So, don't be fooled when you see somebody that has a car and you say, oh, look at you. Like I told these people, I'm like, but you don't understand. I am so grateful for this car. I am blessed with this car. I did a lot of hours and work, and I put money. I paid for that car. Like it's a used car. I paid cash to get that car. The universe blessed me with that car because I let somebody go, and bam, the next day I got that car. And really, I don't have any complaints about the car. It's funny, I picked that particular kind of car because of where I am now, being homeless. I picked that kind of car out, so if I was to be homeless, I have more space. And so it is funny how people will say, ah, lucky you. Well, you know what? What have you been doing? Are you working on yourself? Have you been working at a job? What are you doing with your money? Like, are you being responsible? So it is really sad, when people say, hey, lucky you. Well, if you really knew the money that goes into the vehicle, or the work that goes in the relationship, or the money that goes in the house and the repairs that go into all these things, so people might think a little more about what it's not like my car got handed to me. I had to work for that. That was money that I worked for when I had my well, I still have my cleaning business, but when I had lots of clients at that time, so really think twice when you say, lucky you, you have this girl or you have this guy, and yeah, Starlight would love to be in a higher love with a man, but it's not my time. I am not ready to have a relationship, sorry, with anybody right now. But so I have to work on myself, and I do. I work on myself every day, and like I said, I do have a job interview because I've been doing the work. I go online, I look for a job, and it does. It takes a lot of discipline, a lot of hours, a lot of time, a lot of, that application that I did online was so weird. I'm like, okay, So I did do the application. It took me a long time to figure it out. So it is not luck. I am very blessed. That car God blessed me with, but I did have to work for that car. And if you are in a relationship and you're in a good, healthy relationship, I am happy for all of you that, where you can say, hey, if you just knew the lady that I have at home, like if a guy or a girl try to hit on you and they know that maybe they don't know that you're married, and I heard this a long time ago. I love this, is like if a guy was going to hit on me and say, hey, and I'll just say, you know what, if you just knew what I have at home, and that's a good thing. That's like, because I am proud, of the man that I have at home. And dude, you ain't got a time or day, because I have a good, beautiful man at home, and he really loves and supports me, he protects me, he provides for me, he helps me to grow, so those are the kind of relationships that you really, really should desire to have, is the ones that are going to be there through thick and thin, and they're great communicators, and you can trust them, and you know where they are. You don't have to spy on them and check and see what are they doing, who are they spending time with, who are they talking to on the phone or on the computer, because that's not really a good relationship. So anyway, I do love you. I really hope you get a lot of help from this. But anyway, if you have a car or house and it was given to you, lucky you. I'm just kidding. I had to be funny with all of you. No, because even though you might have something handed to you, you got to keep it up. You got to keep it clean. You got to do the repairs when things fall apart. You got to pay your taxes and do all this and that, So all of us got to work at this. So anyway, I do love all of you. You could give this video a thumbs up. You could share. You could subscribe. Beep, beep, beep. And also, don't forget, you can leave a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. Plus, oh no, Starlight doesn't hang on. I gotta do this. I hear it. It's somewhere. Ding, ding, ding. I have to do this because, sorry about that. Hey, my dinger bell. Whoopsie. It bent. Don't forget the notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos. And also, you can follow me on Instagram, and that is at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that's Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. So before I get going, don't forget also to check out my playlist. Check out the titles, and I got, like I said before, let me see, I have the do not do's, things that you should not do. I have relationship videos, church videos if you're interested in any of those, dream studies, homeless videos, people that are homeless, the Matrix videos, that is one of my favorites, the Universe and the Archangel videos, another favorite. So anyway, I do love you, and I will continue to have different topics, and I will be having more videos, a lot more videos on about being homeless and all the things that I'm learning. I got so much more for you on that topic there, because I see a lot of you are really searching for that information out there, and I want to really give you all the help I can give you, because it's going to take a lot of stress out of you. Plus, really, it will help you so you can get everything organized and figure it all out as you go, instead of taking months to figure it out. So I will have a lot more information about what it's like being homeless, and things that you really need to know. So anyway, I do love you. This is Starlight. This is Starlight, love, light, and peace.